If you're an olive girly and you cannot figure out what your color season is, this might help. This is how I figured out that I was olive in the first place, was trying to figure out what my color season was, okay? And so I was trying to figure out what my undertone is. Because I have rosacea, there's so much redness in my face that, you know, my face and my neck are two different colors. And so that's how I figured out I was olive. But then I needed to go even further and figure out what type of olive, because olive is a spectrum. So you can be a cool olive, you can be a neutral olive, or you can be a warm olive. But you can also be a neutral leaning warm olive or a neutral leaning cool olive. And once you figure out where you land there, you have to figure out whether you are a muted olive or a bright olive. So that would be a saturated or desaturated olive. From my research, I have landed on being a neutral, which is kind of like this line right here. So I'm a neutral leaning warm bright olive. So that would be leaning warm right here. If I was a neutral leaning warm muted olive, I would land like right here. Does that make sense? I don't know if I need to explain this. So if you're neutral leaning cool muted olive, you would kind of land more over here, so on and so forth. This little lip filter can actually be really helpful if you're still struggling to figure out where you land. But just to show you, this is what I look like in a muted color. So this would be a neutral muted warm versus a neutral bright warm. This is very draining. I almost look like a corpse, okay? Versus this color, it brings more life back into my face. Granted, it's a little bright, it's a little intense. And so if I were to drop that intensity down a tad, this would be more flattering. And just to show you like the opposite. Okay, so I could pull this off. I think that I'm definitely somewhere in between those two, because out of all of these colors, those two make me look the most alive. They also bring a lot of green out my eyes. They make them stand out. Just to play around, this would be like a cool, bright winter versus a warm, bright spring. It's so subtle, but the more that you do it, the more you'll start to pick up on those subtleties and how they work for you. So I hope that helps. I hope that wasn't more confusing. If you have any questions, let me know. Or if there are any corrections, if there's something that I am not fully grasping, let me know in the comments. I would love to learn.